Hey guys, I'm Anastasia. Welcome back to Matryoshka Tips channel. And today I'm doing my first reaction video to one TikTok that one of you actually guys sent me by email as a suggestion. Thanks a lot. And this video is about a woman who wonders why men stopped approaching women. She also offers advice on how to do it right. It's around 3 minutes video, and I saw a lot of comments of men that were quite interesting. Well, anyway, I think it's gonna be cool to see it, to comment, and just let's get straight into it.
So why do men no longer come up to women? I asked this in a TikTok last week and it got so many comments, especially from men. And I just want to preface this with, this was no shade to men, this post was no shade to men, and neither is this one. I was just genuinely curious and asking. I love men, I think they're awesome, and I think that they're a little confused right now.
Okay, let me pause here and comment. I really like how she's asking this with a kind of heart and shows that she cares about men. I think that's a great place to start, right? And I really don't think men are confused though. I believe they're making a smart choice because dating today can feel hostile towards them, in my opinion. Because dating apps also make it harder with lots of rejections. Approaching someone in person can seem risky, so they are choosing to look after their own well-being instead. It's not confusion, it's a thoughtful decision to protect their peace. Girls, let's think about how we can help make them this easier. If a man seems unsure or steps back, it might be because he's had tough experiences before. We could try giving maybe a friendly smile or a nice word, even if we're not interested, to show we appreciate his effort. It's not about changing ourselves, but about adding a little kindness. Men are dealing with a lot, and with some understanding from us, we might help them feel more comfortable. And what do you think about the idea of us approaching them too? Anyway, let's continue.
But most of the responses said something like, we were told not to go up to you guys, and we were told that you want to be left alone and you just want your own space and you don't want us approaching you. Which for some women that can absolutely be true, but I love meeting people in person, and I just think that it takes a confident person to go up to someone when you see them in person, and I think it's a really cool way to meet people rather than meeting people online.
Okay, I like your enthusiasm for meeting people in person. It's nice to hear. Some women do prefer their own space for sure, and well, that's okay. But I think a big part of the problem is that many women feel this way, and so how is a man supposed to know at the end? You can see the dilemma. For men today it feels risky because many women respond unkindly, labeling men as weirdos or creeps just because of their appearance, no matter how good, their intentions are. Still, okay, here I agree, everyone's comfort matters. I agree with her on that. Men maybe can look for cues like headphones or a busy look as a sign to wait, which is thoughtful. Okay, but it's also important to think about why many men are avoiding these in-person approaches, even with her kind encouragement. It really does take courage for a man to step up with confidence, and right now that courage can feel risky. And girls, let's reflect. Men often hold back because they faced rejection or worry about being misunderstood. And guys, I see why you might feel unsure. Online dating brings constant rejection, and in person there is a fear of crossing, a line, even with good intentions.
Men were also saying things like they were called creeps and weirdos, and they don't want to be called that. It's not a pleasant experience. But I will say that it has to do with how you approach a woman. Like, for example, myself and my friends have had men come up to us with a really, really intense energy, like a very in-your-face energy, and they're really nervous and they're kind of scattered and they're very pushy or weird.
Exactly what I was talking about just before. I appreciate her trying to understand why men feel this way, and it's true that how someone approaches can make a difference. I think here it's important to be honest. Sometimes off energy might just mean a man doesn't feel attractive enough to some, and that's actually a tough judgment to avoid. Men might stop approaching because they fear being called creepy, which can hurt. And us women, yes, include myself, should be more gentle here. And yes, many women are wonderful, but if you're guilty of not being kind in the past, think about this. If a man seems nervous but kind, maybe a polite decline with a smile can ease the moment, instead of a harsh label. Maybe this way men will approach again. And guys, approaching with calm respect, like a simple greeting, can help set a positive tone, definitely.
Energy is just off. And one of the most attractive things to a woman is emotional intelligence. And that shows within like the first few seconds of meeting someone when they introduce themselves to you. So if you're gonna go up to a woman, just like take a calm, deep breath. If you see a woman working on her laptop or something at a cafe, you can go up to her and be like, hey, my name is so-and-so. I thought you were really beautiful and you seem interesting. I would love to get to know you more if you're interested. And then slipping her your number on a napkin or something, you know? Like just coming up to women with a calm energy and not giving off this like needy energy or this like pushy energy. I think that is what women don't like.
Okay, here I can see that she's sharing this advice with care. The calm approach she suggests can truly make a difference. And I agree actually that emotional intelligence sets a positive tone right from the beginning. However, in practice, even this kind line might feel intrusive to some women. In a cafe, many women share that they prefer not to be approached in those settings. Well, girls, if you're focused, busy, or not in the mood and someone tries this, a gentle "I'm sorry, it's not a good time right now, but thank you, I'm flattered," paired with a kind smile can set a boundary while staying respectful. And guys, here, well, her script is a good starting point. Keep it light and give her space to say no, saying something like, "I understand if you're not interested, but I had to try." Which lets you walk away with grace, you know, even if you're disappointed. But the idea of handling her note instead of pushing forward is a spot on. That said, I think it's like unlikely a woman will call you even if she's interested, so maybe asking her number might work better.
I think it's really sweet and cute to be approached in person, and I know that there's a lot of women like me. There's probably some women out there who don't want to be approached, and that's fine, and it's hard to tell who's who. But I think you can tell when you go up to a girl kind of right away if she'd be interested or not based on her body language, and just be calm and natural and don't overthink it. You know, I know that's easier said than done. I've only gone up to a man once in my whole life.
Okay, well, it's great that some women enjoy being approached, right? And it's perfectly okay that others don't. However, again, I think this is where the challenge lies. How are men supposed to know the difference? In this case, I respectfully disagree with the relying on body language cues, because if you don't know each other and aren't already interacting, she likely won't offer any clear signals towards you.
But I think that might help. I don't know. I think I'm just someone who's very interested in people interacting with each other and having experiences and building community. And I think the world is growing more and more introverted and people are on their phones more. And I just think it's beautiful to meet people out and in person. And I just don't want to lose that as a humanity.
It's inspiring that she's tried it herself. The world does feel more introverted, definitely with phones everywhere. I agree, meeting face-to-face is special. However, as discussed before, men face many challenges today. The question here is, how can we help each other? And I know many of you feel that there is no point anymore, but we can't give up like that, guys. Yes, your peace is first and above all, but hope should never die. And girls, let's support this by welcoming small interactions with a warm hello or smile, even briefly. And if we're not interested, a kind "thanks, I'm flattered, but I'm not looking to meet anyone," all followed by a big warm smile, can encourage future efforts and ease their concerns. Anyway, guys, I enjoyed making this video. She's absolutely great for, sparking this conversation with such positivity. Nice. And I leave a link to her content in the description. Please give it a like and follow her to support her work. That's it for today. Anyway, I'm curious about your thoughts, so please leave a comment. I'd love to know your opinion. Please like, subscribe, and until next time, I'm Anastasia, and vodka is on me.